What's up, awesome team? Happy Saturday. I am just so proud of you guys. We're coming up on our first week with our 90-day run with Margie Aliprandi. And man, if you can't feel the excitement, the momentum, just the boiling below the surface, this thing is about to explode. And you guys are just doing such a phenomenal job. Congratulations to Danny Coleman. In her first week of getting started, she's already living clean for free. Will Klaus, congratulations on being on the top 25 leaderboard this week, along with Chantel Russo, Crystal and Chiago, Harvey. Congratulations, guys. It's so neat to see your names on the leaderboard for the cruiser bike and the water bottle incentive. Chantel Russo, I know that you just got your doubler today, so awesome job, girl. I know that David and Amber out in Texas, last time I checked, you guys have gotten 2 M3 customers already. What else? Jen Horney signed up 2 social marketers today as a result of the Bob Proctor call. I mean, holy cow, guys. And in that call this morning, wow, to be able to have access to somebody like Bob Proctor and learn from him, I'm literally going to listen to that call like 10 more times. I couldn't even take notes fast enough. So thank you, Michelle Barnes, once again for setting that up for us. Man, if you guys just can't feel where we're headed with this. I've never seen anything like this before. So great job. I'm really proud of you. What I wanted to touch on today is follow-up. Okay, so follow-up is a skill set, and it's something where I believe most people drop the ball, for sure. You know, it's really easy to go out and have conversations. It's easy to plant seeds. It's easy to talk about the mission of living clean and get people intrigued and get people interested and send out video links and that sort of thing. That's pretty much the easy part. You know, the hard part sometimes is following up. It's being a professional in your business. It's being organized in your business so that you remember to follow up. So I'm going to give you a couple tips on what I do to help make your follow-up efficient and effective. All right, so the first thing is every single conversation you have with somebody, make sure that you set up the follow-up from that initial conversation. And when I mean set up the follow-up, I'm talking like a specific time, a specific date. Not just I'll call you on Monday, or I'll call you when I get off work, or make it a very specific time and date. That's the first thing. Second thing is put it in your calendar. All right, so when I set up a follow-up, I immediately put it in my calendar, and I set alerts around it so I don't forget. So I put it in my phone, in my calendar, and I set 2 alerts. I set one alert at the time I'm supposed to call, and then I set another alert about 15 minutes before I'm supposed to call, just to remind me. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing is move fast. I like to set up my follow-ups, and when you're working with a new person, you want to take them through a series of exposures. All right, 80% of people that get started, 80% of people that actually get to a point where they purchase product, they usually need about 5 or 12 exposures before they buy. That's 80%. 25% of people never follow up. All right, so being a professional in your business is really, really important. Doing what you say you're going to do is really important. Not only that, doing it fast. I like to move within 24 to 48 hour increments because the whole purpose of taking somebody through a series of exposures as fast as possible is it keeps the excitement going, and it increases their confidence and decreases their fear. So we're going to talk about some ideas of exposures, what those are, and I'm just going to run through really quickly how this looks in a normal conversation. So you're talking to your brand new person, you approach them, you ask them if they'd be willing to take a look at what we're doing. They say yes. From there, you're going to send the video link. So the way that conversation goes for me is when they say yes, I'll say something like, okay, awesome. You know what? I'm going to send you over a quick 8-minute video link, and you're going to get a lot out of this. You're going to learn a little bit more about the company, the mission behind what we do, how we get paid, all that good stuff. I'm going to send it over right now. When do you think you'll be able to watch it? And from this initial conversation, I'm setting up my follow-up. They might say something like, I'll watch it on my lunch break, or I'll watch it when I wake up in the morning, or when I get home from work. Set up the exact specific time and date. So if somebody says, I'll watch it when I get home from work, okay, awesome. When would be a good time for me to follow up? And you set the specific time, you put it in your calendar, and then you set alerts around it. All right, and then you do what you say you're going to do. So at that time, you call them. Now, when you call them for your follow-up call, the first thing you say is, did you watch the video? And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So if they say, no, I haven't had a chance to, and say, okay, no problem, I understand, life gets in the way, things get hectic, things get busy, no problem. When do you think you'll be able to watch it? And again, you're setting up a specific time to follow up. If they say, yes, I watched the video, then your next question is, oh my gosh, wasn't this amazing? Like, what did you like the best so far? I don't ask people, what do you think? I automatically turn the conversation into a positive, and I say, what did you like the best? Isn't this amazing? and let them answer. They might say something like, oh, I could totally get behind the mission of clean living. It makes so much sense, or gosh, I'm looking for a way where I can make some extra money. I'd love to be able to get out of the job that I'm in right now. Or some people say, you know what, I don't know. I might need to think about it a little bit more. So here's what you do next. Now your next step is to take people through a series of exposures. One thing that you want to do quickly, especially when you're brand new, is you want to try to get yourself out of the way and connect them to an upline leader as quickly as possible. Why? Because you want to get yourself out of the way. You don't want to fall into the trap of trying to answer their questions and trying to convince and trying to sell and trying to, close them on the direction that they should move. So, if they say, you know what, I need to think about it a little bit more, what I'll say is, hey, you know what, no problem, I totally understand, it's kind of a lot. Is there anything specific that you want to think more about? Is it more of the products? Is it more of the compensation? Is it more just the company in general? Tell me more. And I want them to tell me more. So I like to ask a lot of questions. Now is a great time to ask permission to add them to our M3, platform on Facebook and our Social Retail Live pages. So you can say at that point, you know what, I totally get it, but if it's okay with you, we've got some amazing, platforms on Facebook that you're going to get so much out of this. One of them is an M3 page that talks a little bit more about our M3 program and just the amazing results people are having. It's all about positivity, motivation, inspiration. The other page I'm going to connect you to is the Social Retail Live page that talks a little bit more about the business building side of things, the results that people are having, the money they're making, people that are rank advancing, all this exciting stuff. You're going to get so much out of it. Is okay if I add you? And when they say yes, now these pages, guys, the magic of these pages, these are constant exposures for your new person, like boom, boom, boom all day. And they're in control of their experience. So they can scroll down and they can look through as many stories as they want. I have gotten so many people started because of connecting them to these pages. I literally have never seen anything like this before. It's amazing. And, they just get a chance to see all the cool things that are happening. I mean, you can feel the excitement, the momentum, the energy. You get a feel for the people, you get a feel for the culture. And people at the end of the day, they want to be a part of something bigger. So one of the first things that you do is you connect them to those pages. The second thing you do is you ask them, if they start asking you questions or if they need to think about it or, if they're ready to get started, if they're ready to get started and they want to place their order, then by all means, walk them through and get their order placed. But if they're kind of hesitant, the next thing that you can say after you ask them if you can add them to the Facebook pages is, and you know what, here's the deal, here's what's really exciting is I'm pretty new and I'm still learning too, but I have teamed up with some of the most phenomenal leaders that are seeing amazing results. And part of the magic of this business is I don't have to know everything. I'm new. I don't want to try to answer your questions and mess it up. Would it be okay with you if I connect you to, Michelle Barnes? Would it be okay with you if I connected you to Bretta Provost or Crystal Chiago Harvey? Or, we have so many leaders. Would it be okay if I connected you to one of our leaders that I'm working directly with where they could help answer your questions and maybe even, give you a game plan on what you can do to get started? Would that be okay? And when they say yes, what you want to do is get a couple follow-up time or get a couple times that work for them so that your leader can make one work. So it goes something like this. When they say, yeah, sure, I'd love to meet that person. So you're edifying your leader and then you're scheduling the three-way call. And so what I like to say is, all right, you know what, they're super busy and I know you are too, so let's just make this really easy. Give me a couple times and dates that work for you in the next 24 to 48 hours. And I have them give me a couple dates and times that work for them. Now your leader that you're trying to connect them to can almost generally, almost always make at least one of those times work. All right, so that's how you connect on a three-way call. And that's the magic of this business. When I started connecting people, getting myself out of the way and connecting people up, my business started growing. When I tried to do everything myself, I got frustrated, because I couldn't move people. They weren't buying from me. I was trying to convince, I was trying to sell, I was trying to do everything on my own and it just wasn't working. So the magic of this business, guys, is getting yourself out of the way and connecting your new person to a three-way call, to your upline leader. And that brings me to, exposures. So taking somebody through a series of exposures means you have the initial conversation. The next exposure for them might be inviting them to a social or to an event or having them watch the video. Okay, so now they have their first initial exposure. You set up the follow-up time within 24 to 48 hours, and then you move them to the next exposure depending on how ready they are to get started. Their second exposure, it could be having them, if they watch the video, maybe it's coming to an event, or maybe it's the social retail pages on Facebook, the Social Retail Live page and the M3 page. Those are awesome exposures. An exposure could be trying a product. An exposure could be reading the book Business of the 21st Century by Robert Kiyosaki to increase their confidence on our industry industry. It could be sending them the video, the S-curve, to increase their confidence in the industry. It could be sending them a compensation plan video. It could be sending them, maybe some product videos. It could, so videos, books, calls, three-way calls, events, all those things are examples of exposures. And for most people, 80% of people need at least 5 to 12 exposures before they're ready to move. So the follow-up, the fortune is in the follow-up. Don't drop the ball in the follow-up, and don't give up after the first try. Like when you have them watch the video and you follow up, like you've got to keep taking them through that series of events and series of exposures. So, oh my gosh, guys, it is so hot out here. That's all I have for you today. I know that was about 10 minutes. It was kind of long, but I hope you got a lot out of it. The fortune is in the follow-up. So now that you're having a lot of conversations, you're planting seeds, you had people on the Bob Proctor call, now you've got to make that phone call, follow up, get them through a series of exposures, connect them to your upline as quickly as humanly possible, and we're going to help you build the heck out of your business. All right, guys, bye for now.